Welcome to Conditioning for Dancers, Level 1 and Level 2. These preparatory exercises are designed to take approximately 10 minutes and to help young dancers find their deep abdominal muscles, find neutral spine, articulate thoughtfully through the spine, begin early core strength exercises, and articulate through the foot, ankle, and hip joints, as well as safely lengthen the hamstrings. Let's begin. The first exercise is done in the supine hook-lying position. This is actually a breathing exercise in which the dancers lie back with their knees bent and place their hands on their stomach just below the rib cage. We ask the dancers to breathe in and breathe out, trying to find their deep abdominal muscles. Breathe in and breathe out. On the exhale is where the dancers will find that those abdominal muscles tighten underneath their hands. We want to make sure that the dancers are keeping a neutral spine without flaring their ribs or tucking their pelvis. We'll repeat this 4 or 5 times until the dancers feel like they're able to not only breathe normally, but also again engage those deep abdominal muscles. The next exercise, the pelvic tilt, builds on the previous exercise. Again, the dancers are in hook-lying position with their knees bent and hands on the floor by their sides. They will inhale and tilt their pelvis towards their heels, arching their low back, and exhale while tucking their pelvis under and pressing their low back into the floor. Repeat this 4 to 5 times in order to find neutral spine, which will be in the middle of those two extreme positions. Please be careful that your dancers don't shift their bodies significantly on the mat. The next exercise is actually a pre-bridge. Again, we'll have the dancers in hook-lying position, find their neutral spine, and they'll lift their hips from the floor without arching their back. So actually, they'll inhale at the top of the exercise and exhale as they lower down, repeating 4 to 5 times. If the dancers are having difficulty maintaining neutral spine or they have any pain in their low back, simply ask them to not lift their hips as high. This next exercise moves on to foot and ankle mobility, looking at articulated point and flex. We'll have the dancers sit tall on the floor with their legs stretched out in front of them. They can use their hands on their floor to maintain position as needed. The heels stay on the floor, and the dancers will point the ball of the foot and then the toes, and then flex just the toes and then the entire foot. This exercise is repeated 8 times to warm up and lubricate all of the joints in the foot and ankle. A precaution is to make sure we watch out for poor posture in the seated position and also for an inability to keep the legs and feet parallel. The final exercise in this series is the seated leg turn in, turn out with hamstring stretch. Dancers once again sit tall on the floor with their legs stretched out in front, using hands on the floor to maintain position as needed. Keep their legs straight and turn out from the top of the hips and turn in from the top of the hips. Repeat that 8 times and then turn back to parallel. Reach forward through the waistline to stretch the hamstrings. Again, we want to watch for poor posture in the seated position and make sure that the dancers only go as far as they can keep their knees straight when they're reaching forward. And that ends this Level 1, Level 2 conditioning series. Thank you very much.